Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bells. Every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So today was a big day. And once again, it does not look good for Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. Because Nathan Wade's old business partner and the divorce attorney took the stand, or retook the stand, because he took it like a week ago, and the judge shut it down because there were some discrepancies in believing what was lawyer-client privilege and what wasn't. It was a misunderstanding. So the judge was like, "Hey, we're gonna end this testimony. I need to talk to this dude in my chambers, and then I'll decide if he need to come out here and testify." Well, looks like the judge decided the man needs to testify. And man, was it a show. So we're going to go through it right quick because, like I said, it's not looking good for either one of these people. They just need to go ahead, in my opinion, need to go ahead and just step down. I mean, there's no way to get from under this. They dug their own hole with their own shovel. And then after they got tired of doing that, other people jumped down and helped them dig the hole. But anyway, let's get into it. This is from newsyahoo.com by way of a Business Insider, and it reads, ex-partner of Trump's Georgia prosecutor once texted that DA Fani Willis absolutely started dating Nathan Wade before he was hired. Absolutely. Okay, let's get into it. The ex-law partner for the special prosecutor in the Georgia criminal case against former President Donald Trump acknowledged at a court hearing on Tuesday that he previously said in text he believed the top prosecutor absolutely started dating the Fulton County District Attorney before she hired him to lead the high-profile case. Now, we've all sent text messages, and I'm quite sure we have sent messages or received messages that have been misinterpreted. You may have sent something or received something that there was no malice behind it, but because of the lack of punctuation, or really just a lack of actually verbally speaking to the person, you may have took it as an insult, or may have took it as somebody is upset with you, or they may have told a joke and you thought it wasn't funny, thought it was insulting. And so a conversation needed to be had, which should tell us something, that we need to do more conversations than text. Because sometimes the older I get, the more I get tired of sending text messages. I mean, really do. Like, we might do a couple back and forth, need be, but if it's in concession, or consecutive text message, after about the second or third one, making a phone call. Got to. Tired of it. If I feel my text message is gonna be too long, then we'll just wait and we're gonna make a phone call. But like I said, sometimes it may be misinterpreted, but this is not one of them cases, because you use the word absolutely. And the thing you always got to remember is, it's one thing to verbally tell somebody and they don't remember exactly what was said, but when it's on digital record, what you said is what you said, and you can't change it. You can't go back and say you didn't know, because there it is, plain as day. Terrence Bradley, also the ex-divorce attorney and longtime friend of special prosecutor Nathan Wade, was called back to the witness stand to testify at an evidentiary hearing related to a romantic relationship between Wade and Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. The high-stakes hearing, which could result in the removal of Willis from the election interference case against Trump and his allies, comes after an attorney for one of the co-defendants in the case, Mike Roman, filed a motion alleging that Willis had an improper romantic relationship with Wade and financially benefited from his hiring. Now, people are still saying that, they feel that nothing was done wrong. She said that she paid cash for everything, which I mean, maybe true to some extent, but to the extent that she's trying to make everyone believe, it's just no way. There's just no way. Attorneys for Trump, along with several of his co-defendants, have also joined in on the motion. While on the witness stand Tuesday, Bradley testified that he had no personal knowledge of when Willis and Wade's relationship began, and repeatedly said he could not recall any specific dates related to the matter. You have to understand that these guys are lawyers, okay? Him, Fani, and Nathan Wade. So when they get up on the stand and they're asked questions, and it seems like that they're skating around it, not answering directly, that's just a lawyer tactic. But unfortunately, it's not looking good in this situation, because it's not that he's saying that it didn't happen. He just said he couldn't recall specific dates. So he don't know if they started dating. So he can't recall if they started dating in 2019 or 2022 or what have you. He just can't recall. So he's not going to say, yeah, it was probably 2019, but I don't remember the exact date. No, he's just going to say, I just don't recall no date. So it's like, but the problem I had with this testimony, and you'll understand it as I keep reading, it said that Miss Merchant, who's a lawyer that was questioning him at first, it's like she didn't attack him or try to get like direct answers from him when she had the chance. It's like she didn't really seize the opportunity, or didn't know to seize the opportunity when the time was right. Anyway, like I said, you will notice that here shortly. But he did acknowledge a text exchange he had with Ashley Merchant, a lawyer for Roman, a former Trump campaign staffer and co-defendant in the Georgia case, who filed the initial motion on the allegations. Quote, "Do you recall me asking you, do you think it started before she hired him? And you said, absolutely." Merchant questioned Bradley, referring to the timing of Willis and Wade's relationship. Bradley replied, "I see that in his text message, yes." Now see, that's not what she asked. She asked him, do she recall him asking her, and he said, "I see that in the text message, yes." So that way, the way I see it is, if it comes back and they say, "Hey, this is what you said during your testimony," and he can be like, "No, what I said was I saw it in the text message. I never admitted that is what I said. I just admitted I see it in the text message," which means that if some way they can prove or disprove or put a reasonable doubt that these messages are not authentic, then I'm okay. But if they can't, I can say, "Hey, I never admitted that I actually wrote it." I mean, it could have been anybody. "Do you also recall me asking you how they will react if they would attack me? And you said, no, they will deny it." Merchant continued. Bradley responded, "That's written in there, yes." Now see, again, she should have just said, "No, that's not what's written in there. Are you the one who put it in there?" That's what she should have said. That's how she should have just made it to where she's asking the same question different ways, to the point to where the judge would compel him to answer the question directly and not go around it. But for some reason, she didn't, jump at the chance. And so he kind of skated by that. So when Merchant asked Bradley about a text message she said he sent her saying Wade and Willis's relationship began before Willis became the Fulton County DA, Bradley said he was only speculating. "No one told me I was speculating," Bradley said, adding, "I never witnessed anything." While under question by Trump lawyer Stephen Sadow about the text messages between Bradley and Merchant. Now Sadow was getting on that butt. Sadow asked Bradley, "Why in the heck would you speculate in this text message?" I don't recall why I felt that it started at the time, Bradley said. Quote, why would you speculate when she was asking you a direct question about when the relationship started? Sadal again asked Bradley, who replied, I have no answer for that. Quote, except for the fact that you do in fact know when it started and you don't want to testify to that in court. That's the best explanation, Sadal snapped back. Bradley's attorneys objected. Before they can get a full objection out of their mouth, the judge said overruled. Not on just that question, but on a number of questions, making it seem like the judge was kind of getting tired of the lies and the bullcorn, and he just wasn't believing it, and he was just tired. And it's like, look, this dude's up here lying. I'm overruling. He need to answer these questions, and he need to answer them now. And truthfully. So if I was a betting man, I believe that come Friday, well, I think the closing arguments are Friday. So come probably no later than probably Monday or Tuesday. I think early next week, most likely. He gonna come with his decision, and he's gonna take the district attorney's office off the case. And say they're going to find somebody else to finish the case out. That's, to me, it's on the right thing to do. So additionally, Bradley confirmed in his testimony on Tuesday that Merchant sent him a draft of her motion before she filed it in January. Merchant said she sent it to Bradley to check for any inaccuracies and that he corrected her about an error related to a payment. When you reviewed the motion and you specifically pointed out that one thing that you found inaccurate, you didn't point anything else out that you found inaccurate in that motion, though, correct? Merchant asked Bradley. No, I did not, Bradley replied. The motion alleged that Willis and Wade's relationship began while Wade was married and before Willis appointed Wade in November 2021 to spearhead the probe into Trump and others' efforts to overturn Trump's Georgia loss during the 2020 presidential campaign. The lawyer alleged that the relationship was a conflict of interest because Willis benefited from Wade's hiring because he took her on expensive trips and vacations. Early this month, both Willis and Wade took the witness stand in the matter and testified that their romantic relationship began in early 2022 after he began working for her office and ended in the summer of 2023. They said Willis paid him back in cash for any travel he booked, or she picked up other tabs during the trip to make up for it. Willis vehemently defended herself and Wade and pushed back on testimony by her former friend that she and Wade started dating in 2019. Here's the thing. Sometimes it be on. Now, suppose they were friends for a while. I think Nathan Wade said they was friends for like 10 years. They practiced law together. I believe they were partners for a minute. I believe Bradley got dismissed because of allegations of a couple of assaults that happened while he was with the firm or working with them. And so he eventually, had to resign or got let go. But according to his testimony, he was still Nathan Wade's lawyer. Other lawyers I've heard, they speculate that Bradley probably wasn't his lawyer. It was just Bradley's name on the paper, and that Nathan Wade, used him as just a front man, just a piece of paper, just a face. And he probably handled his own trial and stuff. And his own divorce. But for some reason, Bradley got upset. He was pissed. And so he wanted to get some get back. And so he called this woman, Miss Merchant, and spilled the beans about this relationship. So we're hearing about this in late January, early February. Trump's people were already getting ready to file a motion late last year. So they've been working on this for a minute. They've known about all this for a minute, and we're probably just waiting on the right time to put it out there. Man, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Know very little about the law, but I do know a liar when I see one. And that dude was nutting up on that witness stand. He kept giving these roundabout answers. He had nothing specific. It's funny, like when it was direct questions about when the relationship happened, he had no concrete direct answers. No straight answers when asked direct questions. But other questions, he was like, yes, no, he give, and talking through it. Matter of fact, when the guy Sadal, when the lawyer Sadal was asking him questions about the text messages, Sadal was like, because Sadal I think was probably at home or at his office or whatever when he was asking the questions. And so he asked Bradley to go to like page 2 and look at these certain lines, right? And if the page started with this statement, and Bradley was like, nah, my page doesn't start with that. So then Sadal was like, okay, well, is this statement on the paper anywhere? He said, no, it's not it's not at the top of the paper. He's like, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't fixate yourself on if it's at the beginning of the page, is it in the page? So it's like 2 or 3 times when Sadal asked the question, he tried to give an answer that would basically seem like, no, what you're saying is not in here. But Sadal, who seemed like a seasoned lawyer, like Trump lawyer, he get paid, he know his business. He was like, let me rephrase it. Do you see this statement anywhere in them documents? And you're like, okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, good. So now let's talk about this. Like I said, I don't know what else. If you still believe in Fani and Wade, but it's funny that people ain't talking about Wade. They only saying if they are for or against Fani Willis. But don't forget about brother Nathan Wade now, because he's like at the center of all this. And I think he's quiet and not saying a whole lot because he still got a divorce he got to finish out. You know what I'm saying? So he know this is looking bad for him. That dude probably eating. Probably next time you see him, that dude probably lost 50 pounds. Probably sick, depressed. He want this over. He want this over immediately. He probably will step down from prosecuting Trump just because of this, because the divorce is gonna eat him alive. But then he's gonna probably need to keep the job because he gonna need that money. Because like I said, his wife is gonna eat him alive thanks to what's going on right now. As for Fani Willis, oh man, do she need to step down as a DA? I don't know. You can't trust her. Just by the stuff she said here when she came out there in that backwards dress. That tells you right there, she ain't right in the head. But no, you can't trust what she say. I feel she lied. I feel Nathan Wade lied, and you got this other brother lied. And there's the issue. This is when people say that we have to be 10 times as better as a mother folk when we get into these professions, or we're trying to excel in something. This is one of the reasons why. Because you giving them folk ammunition to look down upon you. You get a position, you earned it. However, earn it just like they earn their positions. Them, when I say they don't mean them mother folk. Like when they earn their positions, you earned yours the same way they earned theirs. But then you get into the job and you do things that you know is not right. and you know that they're looking at you already, and you give them ammunition to attack you and then attack your people. So when the next person comes around, the next black American that comes around and is qualified and try to get that position, you got to be 10 times as better than the mother folk because of what Fani and Nathan did. Because again, you gave them ammunition. Not saying you didn't already have to do it, because again, they already don't want us to have those spots anyway. But giving them ammunition hurts us all. And then we really have to start from the bottom, because they can say, when we gave you a chance, the district attorney couldn't be trusted. Special prosecutor couldn't be trusted. The mayor of Dalton couldn't be trusted. The mayor of New Orleans couldn't be trusted. The last two mayors of Chicago couldn't be trusted to do the job. So why would we give them another chance? Because they proved us right. Not even mentioning all the ones of us who did great in the position and made their towns, their cities, their courts better. Like, I think it's like the four Black American judges in Dallas who have created the program to stop the school to prison pipeline. Like those sisters who are doing something positive in the community, and you hear very little about it, but you hear about this story all day, every day, everywhere. But it's media driven, because they love to see us fail and fall. You got to stop doing things with emotion. Bradley's pissed. So Bradley thought he was going to hurt Nathan Wade and Fani Willis. But now he done messed around and hurt his own career because of the stuff that he told that lawyer, what's her name, Merchant, is saying that he violated attorney-client privilege. And so now his license may be taken. He's going to probably have to go before the bar or the board and explain himself. And, his law license may be taken. Same thing with Fani and Nathan. They're going to have to go before the board and explain themselves. I'm sure there's going to be FBI inquiries, IRS inquiries, the Georgia Board of, what do you call it? I don't know what it is, but attorney, law office or whatever board. I don't know what it is, but they all are going to come after them. And it's quite possible they're going to lose their license. So the question is, Fani and Nathan, was it worth it? Was it worth it to lose your whole livelihood, to mess up something you had good over what? A couple of trips, on a couple of cruises, and now it's about to be gone. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Hey, leave your comments below. Let's dialogue. You know how we do it around here. Hey, if you want to support the channel, you can support it with super thanks, super chats. And you can also go down to the description box, and there are some links there that you can click on for other ways you can support the channel. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.